Okay, so here you can see, make you a little dizzy for a second. I have a DEWALT 18-volt battery. This is an old DEWALT battery. Went with a kit I had that I converted over to the 20-volt setup. And I'm looking for options to make a battery option for the HS02 FNIRSI soldering iron. I ordered a battery that is 22.5 volts, LiPo battery that I'll probably wind up using just to, drop the voltage on it and all. But I'm going to check some of these out. This is an old enough battery that if I'm right, and I think I am, it's going to have C-cell NiCad batteries in it. Let's see if it even says. Type 1, battery pack type 1, 18 volts. It's a model DC9096. So, things you need to be careful. You'll notice there's 3 prongs here, and that's should be to sense battery voltage and charging, discharging. Because if these batteries are discharged too far, they won't even try to charge, because it's dangerous to charge a battery that's unbalanced or improperly discharged below a certain level, because they can be damaged if they are discharged too low. And so this would have multiple cells in it. And judging by the shape and everything, it's going to have, I think it's going to have C-cells style NiCad batteries in it. Most of today's have 18650s in them. And just a side note, the 20-volt battery packs are the same as an 18-volt battery pack. Really no difference in all that. Precautions you want to take is, first of all, you really don't want to do it indoors. You don't want to do it in your house. You want to do it preferably outdoors. If you do mess with any kind of battery, I recommend that you don't. I'm just doing this so you can see what's inside of a battery. Have you a thick steel container, preferably cast iron, close at hand, so that, and some type of grabbing utensil, like I don't know, metal tongs of some sort, welder gloves, to be able to have on or put on in case something happens and it starts to discharge. You can grab it with the tongs, throw it in the metal container, slap the lid on it, and it's still going to discharge, because a LiPo battery doesn't need oxygen or fuel. It's got everything it needs in the battery to burn, burst into flames, and cause all kind of havoc. So you want to have some type of containment. And they are very dangerous when you start to mess with them. As long as you treat them the way they are, the instructions that come with those batteries, they're pretty safe. These right here can be extremely dangerous, explode on you and everything. I think I've explained before that there's a disc underneath this end right here, that if this battery overcharges, undercharges, or is damaged, and there's pressure inside, it'll bulge that disc and it no longer makes contact, and that's why you get 0 voltage. If you get voltage by checking this, the disc is not bulged, and it's potentially can be brought back. But if you get 0 voltage, there's a disc under there. There's some people that'll stick something in there to push it back down again and reuse the battery. That's not recommended, because if this battery does go, it has everything inside of it to burn until all of that is gone. It's kind of like a metal fire, basically. It'll burn until it runs out of whatever it needs to, or whatever's inside of it that is supplying that fire. So have you a means of disposal close at hand, and not recommended that you put a discharging or whatever battery in any kind of liquid. That I know of. I'm not going to give that as an option. I have put water on, well, that's just spinning. I've put water on an open LiPo cell battery, and it caught on fire. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. So you've got the shell, and then here is the battery pack. And that's broken, so that's why that wouldn't come loose. Doesn't matter. So, let's see. These can be individually charged if you remove them. They're most likely going to be spot welded in place because these are going to run in series. So usually an alkaline battery is going to be 1.5 volts. C cell, D cell, AA, AAA, quad A, 1.5 volts. Then usually the rechargeables, the old NiCads, were always 1.2 volts, just slightly different. I'm not sure about these, but they're probably about the same. And so you pull these all out and they're disconnected, and you check the voltage on either side. And if you have a voltage, then you may be able to charge it. I would not recommend anything like this. This old pack right here is, oh my goodness, this thing is so old that it is just unreal. So I do not recommend that you would try to do anything specific with it or to save the batteries other than pulling the pack out, replacing it with new batteries, and then you've got it functioning again. And I don't have the tools to release this to pull the whole cap off of it. Anyway, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think there's, it may be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 28. So that would come out to just under 18 volts. 14. 16.8 volts. If these are 1.5 volts, then that would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, that'd be 21 volts. So that's not right. Could be 1.3 volts. I'm not sure. But anyway, these old DEWALT battery packs, that's what is inside of them. C-style batteries. Now, this is one of my options to potentially power the HSO2. And you can see it's showing a full charge. I don't know how I would charge it again. This is an old Lynx battery pack, 40 volts. So I'd have to come down with a way of reducing that, which I'll have to open it up, take a look at it, see what's inside. This should have 18650s in it. And maybe rewire those batteries until I'm down to 20 volts. And this may be a viable option. And you could potentially use the same options on a DEWALT battery pack, 20 volt DEWALT battery pack. Now, with, you see these prongs on here, all of this works together with the drill to keep you from discharging this battery too low. So you would want to incorporate that. Now I've got these old battery packs, and I'm pretty sure these are going to be the same deal. You can see I paid a ton of money for them. So I'm just going to open up this one real quick. We'll take a look, and I think it's going to be C cells as well. It's pretty much before 18650s come out, every rechargeable battery was filled with just like this one, rechargeable C-type, C-cell type batteries. And then when the 18650s come out, pretty much that changed everything, so that all battery packs that I know of, every DEWALT you open up is going to be a series of these 18650s in it. And because they are really good, they're really good batteries. They're dangerous, but they are good batteries. You just have to respect them. And then these LiPo battery packs are extremely dangerous. This pack right here doesn't have, as far as I know, I don't believe, maybe none of them do. I don't know that much about batteries. But it doesn't have any circuitry in it to protect that battery. This is your discharge side. And so that would, your quadcopter drone, RC car, or whatever you got it in, would be sensing the voltage, or if it's a good one, or you just have to be careful whenever it starts dropping and the battery voltage shows a certain amount, you have to basically shut it down, because you don't want to discharge these. I think it's below 3 volts. And this, you can see, is 3 cells. You can see, does it even have it on there? Should have a 3S. Well, it just says, no, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't say it on there, but there's 3 cells, so it's a 3S battery, or a 3-cell battery. Oh yeah. So you can see this has got, the same thing, except it's in a little pack. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this has got 15 of those same cells in it. And you can see how you've got right here, you have a welded lead, and that's pushing these in. It's probably a combination of parallel and serial series. You can see the smaller wires coming up to these 2 terminals right here, which this heavy lead right here is connected into this one to give you probably negative, and here's your positive most likely. And then these 2 wires right here are sense wires. This is either there could be a temperature sensor down in there, or something to monitor the temperature of this battery pack, because sometimes you'll get a device that has a rechargeable battery in it that says too hot. Well, they have to monitor the temperature for it to be safe. And so these cells are all these big C cells. So they're not really something that I want to use for the HSO2 battery setup. So I'm just going to put these back together, probably just throw these away. Okay, so I'm seeing what I need, and let's check the voltage on this one. I mean, I don't know that I fully charged it, because I was using it years ago all the time. $8 volts. Yep, so it's got 8 volts. Good, bad, or ugly. But again, these are not batteries that I want to deal with. So I'm going to dispose of them. And you don't want to just throw these batteries in the trash. That could be very dangerous. Especially no LiPo batteries. You don't want to throw them in the trash because that could be super dangerous. So I'm kind of thinking this is probably going to be my best option. Now I've got some other battery packs here, and I'm going to take a look at 2 of them, maybe 3. So these are off of some old dead radios. Okay, so in that battery pack is 2 18650s. That's what I thought would be in there. Now, are these any good? I don't know. See if we can lift them out. Glued to the bottom, and you can see protective circuit board. And so this board, let me go ahead and disconnect these. I've already disconnected one side. So you see these connectors down here, that's the charging connectors. And they go straight into the circuit board, so you're going to have power to your charge circuit, which is this. And if I'm not mistaken, this is probably a BMS, which I'll have to do a little research, check the numbers, voltage regulator. But this BMS is an onboard circuit that will monitor these batteries. So you're going to have, let's take this off the top. Batteries seem to be in pretty good shape physically. Now, I don't know if these batteries are any good. They may not be. Get these leads exposed. So you can see this is just a stick-on little deal to hold these batteries together, and you can see this is negative and this is positive. So these batteries are routed in series, and so you've got negative here, positive here, connected to negative here, to positive here. And so here's your power leads, negative, positive, going to your device. And how does that work? If you put them in series like this, you will multiply the voltage and the amperage stays the same, which I don't know what these are, but they're probably, I don't know, what are the, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 milliamp hours, maybe. And if you put them in parallel, in other words, you would have this battery turned around, positive on both sides, negative on both sides. and you would tie your negatives together, tie your positives together, and come positive off this end, negative off this end, and then you double your amperage and your voltage stays the same. So if these are 3.7 or 3.8 volts, then you'll get 3.8 volts off of this in parallel, and you will get, if this is a 5,000 milliamp hour and this is a 5,000, suddenly it's a 10,000 milliamp battery. But if you put them in series like they are here, negative, positive, negative, positive, then you double your voltage. So if this is 3.8, that would be 7.6 volts is what together this would be. And if this is 5,000 milliamp, this is 5,000 milliamp, then you have 5,000 milliamp on it. So, and I could be wrong. Guys, I mean, correct me. I probably am wrong. It's a long day, tired, been doing a lot of work at home today. And so I may have that backwards. But correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I am correct, though. As a matter of fact, let me just look that up. I'm going to look that up because I don't want to. Okay, when connecting batteries, you can choose between series or parallel configurations, each battery with different effects, on voltage and current capacity. So, series connections, which is what this is, you have them, take these and put them end to end, and they're in series. Series connections increase voltage while maintaining the same current capacity. So that's, yeah, I was right. So these two in series would be double the voltage of each, and each one would be you add these two voltages together, and then the milliamp hour rating stays the same. Parallel connections increase current capacity, amp hours, while maintaining the same voltage. So yes, if this was positive, positive, negative, negative, and you had a lead coming off each side, then you would be twice the amp hours at the same voltage as each individual cell together would be the same voltage. In series, like it is now, basically a loop with this in positive, negative, it is double the voltage, like 1.5, 1.5 be 3 volts, and that's not what these are. These are like 3.4, 3.8 at the same amp hours. So that is just a little bit of useless information, but I thought this one I think is going to have 18650s because it's thick enough to have them. This one is of course too thin to have 18650s, so I think this is a flat pack, like a kind of like a LiPo battery. So that, just a little quick deal that I wanted to kind of go over to introduce some things that I'm looking at doing, and I've got 2 more of these in addition to this one, and so I'm going to be pulling these down to see what kind of batteries potentially good or otherwise I can get out of them. And that's going to be something that I'm working towards on the FNIRSI HS02 battery build. So video's too long. I'm gonna chop it up a lot so that you don't have to deal with all this mess that I'm going through. Hopefully it'll be a little more informative. I gotta quit making videos when I'm tired. I get too wishy-washy and punch drunk. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.